Hello, everyone. Welcome to our channel. Rebecca's doing the crew. My name's Rebecca, and I'm so happy to have you here today. We make a lot of Dollar Tree shopping haul videos and craft videos. These are some spring DIY ideas for y'all, so let's get crafty. The first thing we're going to do is part one is we're going to put a couple pieces of these together. We're going to take some of these Dollar Tree bunnies. They come in a pack of like 6. We're going to remove the paper off the front, just held on very loosely with some glue, maybe like a Mod Podge style glue. And it comes off pretty easy. You just have to lift up a little portion to peel that paper off. And that will help this whole thing go together a little bit easier just because there's a shiny finish on the paper that's on there. And it doesn't always stick real well. I find it lifts up over time. So I like to remove that paper off of the front. So now we're just going to trace around those bunnies on some of the Dollar Tree cardstock packs that they sell. It's not a real thick cardstock, but it is a little bit better than like traditional paper. They sell these packets from time to time with, I believe it has like 30 sheets of paper. You get 10 different designs. I think it's 3 pieces for each color. And they had this real cute pack out with a bunch of pastel colors. So that's the one I'm using today. So all we're going to do is trace around those bunnies, cut them out, and then use some Mod Podge to attach the paper to the front so we can change the color of these little bunnies, which is going to look so good on our sign that we make today. So once I have that done, I'm going to take either an emery board or some sanding blocks or sandpaper and just sand around the edges so that it looks like the edges is like really on there. It wasn't just glued on. And I actually like to sand around the edges a little bit to get some of the coloring off the paper so it has a little bit of an aged kind of weathered look to it. So that's completely intentional. You don't have to do it that way, but it kind of looks really cute to me doing it that way. And then I'm just going to add some coordinating ribbon. So for like the blue bunny, we're going to add the blue ribbon. I tie it around the neck. I add some hot glue to the back. Then I make a really tiny little bow for the front. Just because the ribbon was so wide that I did that bow that way. And then here's the green one. You can see I'm adding just a little bit of glue to help hold everything in place. Sometimes when you have to make a real small bow, it's easier just to kind of piece it together than it is to try to tie it that small. So you can see on the green bunny, you can see a little bit better how I sanded the paper with that sanding block just a little bit, and that helped to give it that aged kind of weathered look. So here's our green bow, then we've got the blue bow. Of course, we have pink. I added little flowers to the center, and now I'm taking just some colored pencils from the Dollar Tree, and I am trimming around or just kind of drawing a border and some shading around the one side of the bunny. I'm just laying my pencil on its side, just adding some darker shading. I do the same with the green bunny. I'm using the green colored pencil. You can see I added a little bit of greenery, some little like leaves to this bunny right by the bow. Just add a little bit of shading, kind of just makes them pop, brings them to life. They look more 3D. And then here's the blue bunny with the little blue flowers and the shading. Again, you just want to lay your pencil on its side and very lightly add some color to the edge. And I left that white border visible where I sanded the paper. Really helps these to pop and give them that 3D look. Then just take a dry tissue and you can blend. If it's a little too dark in any spot, you can blend it out. And especially if it looks like colored pencil, you want to blend it just a little bit so that it all blends together and it doesn't look like you were sitting there with a pencil coloring it in. That's the goal with the little tissue there. Then I had these packs of these little tiny Easter eggs. They come in a wooden box with a bunch of different Easter. There's like little bunnies. There's a bunch of different eggs. So I took the Easter eggs and I got 2 for each color bunny so that they were different, and I just painted them with the coordinating color. Then we'll take one of these wood plaques. These are the $1.24 plaques that they sell. And we are going to go ahead and add some white chalk paint to the front of the sign. And then I'm adding a little bit of antiquing wax. And then I'll take a paper towel and I just kind of blend it in. If it dries too fast, you can add a little bit of water to help water it down, and that will help you blend it out because you don't want it to be too dark. You just want to give it a little bit of an aged look. And then we're going to line up our little bunnies, kind of figure out where we want them at on our sign. And then we'll add some hot glue once we figure that out, and we'll go ahead and glue them down. You do kind of want to push down real well because the ribbon adds a little bit of thickness to the back. So you want to make sure that um, the ears and stuff are stuck down, even though that ribbon's there. Just kind of push down kind of hard to make sure the ears are stuck down really well. Then I added the Easter eggs to the front of each bunny just by using some hot glue. And I just layer them. So we do the pink eggs with the pink bunny, the green with the green, and the blue with the blue. And of course, you could do yours any way you like, just a suggestion. I love how this turned out, though. I think this is so cute. So now we're going to add just a tad more to this design. This, of course, is optional. So I'm using a Sharpie marker here, but you could also use some watered down paint to create these little like wavy lines with a polka dot in between. I'm doing the same with the bunnies. This is a little wavy line and a dot. Try to keep them about the same size all the way around. And this, of course, is completely optional. You don't have to add this part. This was just the kind of style design that I wanted for mine. And then once it's all dry, if you like, you can go over the Sharpie with some Mod Podge, especially if it's going to be in a place where there's moisture. The same with the paper over the bunnies. If this is going to be like something you hang on your front door and it's exposed to water or rain, you might want to put a layer of Mod Podge. Okay, so part number 2 for our sign, we're going to use the carrot ornaments in one of these arrow signs just because that's what I had on hand. We're actually going to cover it up, just make it look like a rectangle. But we're using that same cardstock paper that we had earlier, and we're going to just trace the carrots, and then we'll use the green we use for the bunny to do the top of the carrot for that greenery. I'm not going to worry about the little lines and stuff on the carrot. We're just going to go ahead and cover up the lines with the paper. So of course you just want to cut all those out and then get your Mod Podge, and you're going to do the same as you did for the bunnies. Just cover up the ornament. Once you have your paper on, again, if this is going to be exposed to the elements, you'll want to put another layer of Mod Podge over the front of the carrot. So you can see I used the sandpaper. This time I'm using an emery board to go around the outside edge of the carrot, and me running that emery board over the edges of the paper on top to get rid of the color. That's completely intentional. If you don't want that style, just turn the emery board or the sandpaper more towards the edge so that you're not hitting the front of it. And then I even use the sandpaper to create the little lines in the carrot. I just think that's so cute. It really makes it look a little bit aged, but gives more detail to the carrot. And that arrow sign, we paint that exactly like we did with the big piece of wood for the bunnies. So we did the same thing with the white paint, used a little bit of the antiquing wax and just kept going over it and rubbing it with the like a wet paper towel to kind of smooth it out and blend it all in. So you have this wood grain kind of aged look to it. Then with the carrots, once they're all dry, you're just going to go ahead and glue those down to your arrow. So for the arrow, I wanted to cover the front of it. That's why I'm layering the 3 carrots on one side, and we did 4 all together. So there's 3 on this side, and we'll do 1 on the other side of the sign just to balance it out. And we're just using hot glue to attach these 2 pieces together, the carrots with the wood signs. That's why it's important really not to add a bunch of stuff to the back like paint. Then you have to wait for it to dry. It doesn't want to stick real well. So for these, I did not decorate the back, which is always a stickler of mine. I'm always for decorating the back as well. But these are going to hang, so you probably won't see it. Then I go in with some colored pencils, just like we did with the bunnies. We kind of want these to pop up. The orange was a little too muted for me. They were getting lost in the background. So I thought it would be best to brighten them up just a little bit with some of the orange coloring. And then I used a little bit of the brown as well to create the shading on the side. This is all, of course, optional. You don't have to do this part. It's just a suggestion. Always make it your own. And then we added a little bit of the green at the top and smudged that out with the dry paper towel or tissue to create the shading and really give these a 3D style appearance. Then we're going to go in with that Sharpie marker and do the exact same little squiggly lines. We're going to put these signs together. You could actually just decorate and leave these separate, leave them by themselves, or add them together. So since I'm adding mine as one large sign, I am going to go ahead and add these little squiggly lines and dots with the Sharpie just to make it uniform and kind of tie it all together. You can see I do the carrots as well. And don't forget, if you're going to have this anywhere where it's exposed to water, please do a layer of Mod Podge over the top and let it dry thoroughly. And that will really help so that nothing happens to the cardstock paper or the marker and like colored pencils over time. I love the little squiggly lines. I don't know, there's something about it. I thought it looked really cute, kind of whimsical. So then I wrote out the words Happy Spring, and it was a little bit too small. I wanted it taller. I ended up taking some paper. I laid it over the sign and figured out how big that space was between the carrots and the squiggly lines. Then I fold the paper and I try to figure out where I need the tops and bottoms of my letters to fall and where the middle is going to be. So once I kind of worked out the spacing, it was a lot easier. And I wanted to show you guys how to do it this way just because not everyone owns a Cricut or is really good at like freehand, painting letters. I know I'm not. I have to have something to follow. You can see how many times here I have to erase so I can fix the lettering. Even though I've already done it once, I still had to go over it a few times. So then I go over it with like a one of those drawing pencils you can get, like the charcoal pencils. I first copy it with Sharpie so I can see through the paper. I flipped it over and I traced over it with a charcoal pencil. Then you just want to tape it down and scribble over top of the lettering that you wrote with the Sharpie. And when you lift it up, that charcoal pencil is going to make a template on the back for you that you can easily trace with some watered down black chalk paint or acrylic paint and a small detail brush. You can see how watering it down helps the paint to flow and makes it really easy to write with. And it's a lot easier if you add just a little bit of water to it. And then once I do all the lettering, I just go over the edges and add a little dot to kind of bring it to life and add a little bit of extra detail. And so we have it saying Happy Spring. And then for part 3, we're going to make a bow and then we'll put it all together. So I'm just taking a big piece of burlap ribbon and I make kind of like this X pattern with the loop at the top. And then I take some lace ribbon from Dollar Tree and I tie it together in the middle, just gathering it all together. And then we'll go ahead and trim the bottom of our ribbon to make them the same size. And then go ahead and finish tying off your uh, ribbon in the middle. I wrap it around a few times just to make it a little bit thicker. And then I tie a knot in the back and trim off the extra. Look how cute that is. So simple. All we did was make that loop. I kind of had the one side a little too long, so I had to trim it up just a little bit more. And now I'm taking some flowers. So just a little tip, you could pull all the flowers off and slide them down. And then when you pull flowers off of another piece, you can actually use that same wired stem and just add them together. It will slide on. So you just pull them off the stem they're originally on, and you can do a double-sided kind of X pattern to slide the flowers together. And now it's all held together on one piece. And then I add a little bit of hot glue right in the middle. And then I'll take some twine and I'll attach that to the middle of the bow. I'm just going to create a knot. Make sure it's nice and tight so it doesn't slide. But then you don't have to add like a ton of hot glue and a ton of flowers on each side using a bunch of glue. If you just use those wired stems, it makes it so much easier to just create one piece and glue it on the middle. I added a piece of ribbon onto the back that's going to be how I attach it. So then I just take another piece of that lace ribbon and cover everything up so you don't see my glue. It just looks nice and neat. And that blue ribbon on the back, that's how I'm going to attach it to my sign. Then you can kind of adjust the flowers as you like. So now we're going to attach these pieces together. So I line them up, I flip them over so you just see the back. And I'm taking some hot glue and putting twine on the back, and then I kind of figure out where I want my spacing to be before I attach it to the top. I also took some craft sticks, and just for some added support, I tape or glue those down, I should say, over the twine just to make sure it holds its space. So then I didn't want it to be just twine between the signs, so I put a little dot of glue on the end of the twine to hold it together, or you can use masking tape as well. That'll hold it together so it doesn't fray and allow you to put the beads on a lot easier. So I just count out the same amount of beads. That helps create with spacing so that you know that they're equal distance apart. And then we'll add some more glue and the craft sticks to the back of the sign to hold that all together. And here's what it looks like so far. Then I added some blue, pink, and green ribbon. I just tie little knots in it and do the dovetail on the edges. And that kind of ties it together with the same color of bunnies in the green that we used for the top of the carrots. Just adds a little bit of extra detail. Then I add the twine, the craft sticks, and the bow at the top. And I just used that blue ribbon that I added at the very top to attach it to the twine. So here's what it looks like all hung together. You've got your bow at the top, your happy spring, and your bunnies all together. And I have it hanging on my front door. It just looks so cute. It's a nice large sign that you can use for all of springtime. So cute. If you guys enjoyed learning how to make this craft with me today, I want to thank you first for watching. I know it's a little bit long. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and leave a comment down below. What did you think of today's project? And don't forget, you can follow us at Rebecca Stew and the Crew on all social media platforms. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.